Going from leasing to buying is not always an easy task, but if you want to start your dream of home ownership, here are some ideas to help you get that process rolling. Hi, I'm Michael Ouzas from Michael Ouzas Real Estate. I'm a realtor in the Greater Toronto Area. Chances are, if you're watching this, you are in a lease and looking to get into the housing market. Guess what? You're not alone. I used to rent for 3 to 4 years before buying my first property. It's a great way to get to know the areas you want to live in, and they're also some of my very first places living away from my parents. Everybody has to start somewhere. Before we get started, please take a moment to hit that like and subscribe button down below. So let's talk about some ways to get yourself into the market. The first thing I'll say is talk about it. Number one thing, talk about it. I always hear buyers who are in their late 20s or early 30s tell me they haven't gotten in the market because it was never talked about at home. The reason I've been investing in real estate for a long time is because my parents did it and we spoke about it as I was growing up. I also wasn't shy to ask for help. One thing I'll say is, instead of making it a negative subject like this market is madness or this market's going to crash, they can't keep doing this, it can't keep up. I know the media says this, the media says that. Let's flip the script a little bit. Ask questions, talk to realtors, send me a message, ask others who have purchased, ask them how they did it. I feel like real estate sounds so negative sometimes and the media loves the headlines too. Like anything, being educated and working with a trusted realtor who has your best interests at heart will always help you find ways to get into the market. Don't jump to conclusions based on what you read or hear. Everybody's situation is different. Remember that. Number 2, and probably the most important. So for this one, go through your bank account since January 1st, get a real true snapshot of how much you've spent and what you spent it on. Are you on Netflix, Spotify, Uber Eats? Are you going out to restaurants, coffee shops? What subscriptions are you paying for? What do you not even use? Do you really need that unlimited internet or 300 TV channels? Where can you cut costs? I've had clients in the past who barely qualify for a lease show up with the newest Air Jordans or Louis Vuitton purses. All these things matter when you're on your way to homeownership. I always think of it this way. If you can even save $10 a day, small things like that coffee or buying a bottle of water at a convenience store, that's $300 a month or $3,600 a year in extra savings in your bank account. $3,600 might not seem like much, but if that number is actually $20 a day or on average $140 a week, that's $7,200 a year, which you probably have to make over $10,000 in salary to save that into your account. Number 3, you don't need 20%. Unless your first property is over $1 million, you can get in for as little as 5 or 6% in Ontario. The market typically moves faster than anyone can save, so once you save enough for that 5 or 6% of the down payment and around 2% of the purchase price for closing costs, that's when you should start to consider trying to get in the market. For reference, on a $600,000 purchase price, you would need about $35,000 as down payment and about $12,000 for closing costs. Number 4, buy with friends and family. It's never too late. Maybe your parents will lend you a portion of the down payment, or maybe even a friend of yours is looking to buy something as well. I've personally done both. I've asked my parents for help with the down payment. I paid them back monthly until I sold that place and was able to pay the rest off. It wasn't even a huge amount, but it was enough to just get me over the hump and get me in. I've also purchased with a friend and with a family member on separate occasions. When we sold, we split the profits 50-50. It still got us into the market where individually we wouldn't have been able to. Now, I definitely understand that not everybody has those options, but you'll never know until you ask and have the conversation with family and friends. Both moves were able to propel me into bigger and better properties. Like anything, it just takes time. Next on the list, you'll have to manage your expectations. The average rent for a Toronto 1-bedroom condo downtown is around $2,000 to $2,200 a month, and a 2-bedroom condo is somewhere around $2,800 to $3,000 a month. Unless the landlords bought these properties more than 5 or 6 years ago, there's probably a pretty good chance that it costs them more to carry that condo that you're living in than what you're paying for in rent. I do think it's important to know that there might be a chance that the condo you're renting might be out of your budget to purchase for your first time property. This is why the first key is to manage expectations, and what you're looking to buy right now might not be as amazing as what you're currently renting. But for most first time buyers, managing expectations and making sacrifices along the way is the key. So the key for all of this is getting on that real estate ladder. Your first property doesn't have to be your forever property. It's a springboard to the next one, and that one will be a springboard to the next one. And if you think the market is going to crash and it can't keep up, I can almost guarantee that waiting on the sidelines is going to cost you more than getting in. Think about it this way. The average property in Toronto went up $85,000 in 2022. That's an extra $4,250 of a down payment. It's hard to save fast enough. Time in the market is the key, not time in the market. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how I can help you get into home ownership and onto the real estate ladder. Book a call with me anytime in the description. Send me a message, comment down below. I'm always here to help, and trust me, there are no bad questions, and it's not going to cost you a thing. As always, if you're interested in more real estate content, hit that like and subscribe button and follow me on all social media at Michael Ouzas Real Estate.